Hey, good evening. Hope everyone's doing well. Just wanted to make a quick update video on the exhaust system that I was making for this SL55 right here. So it's pretty much all done. I got everything welded up and it looks nice and shiny and pretty, ready to go back on the car. This was my first time doing a project like this. You know, I can say is to the guys that do this day in, day out, you know, for a living. Props to you, because this is extremely hard work. I probably have, you know, close to 40 hours into making this system here. Maybe that's just because I'm new to the trade. I'm still learning. Probably a lot of it also has to do with I don't have a full size lift yet, or you know, even half size. I'm just working on this quick jack system here, which gets it up about 20 inches, 22 inches, I believe, off the grind. So every time I want to test fit a pipe, you know, I'm down on my back, holding stuff up in the air, getting up and down, up and down. It's kind of a pain in the ass. So I am looking at a new system from Dan Moore, the Max Jack. If anyone has that system, feel free to shoot me an email or comment below. Let me know how you like it. I should be able to put these SLs right up to the ceiling here, which is going to give me another, you know, 4 feet in height. Up in the air. It's not enough to obviously walk under, because this is only a 9-foot ceiling. So, but I will be able to sit down and you get one of those incline or decline benches and kind of roll around underneath of it, so I'm not on my back all the time, which will make doing this stuff a lot easier. So anyways, onto the exhaust here. It's full 3-inch mandrel bent piping, no crush bends, anything like that in there. All 304 stainless. I use the Tri-Mix blend of gas, which is, I want to say 98% helium, if I'm not mistaken, unless it's 90%. And let's sit on the bottle here. Yep, I'm sorry, 90% helium, 7.5 argon, 2.5 CO2. And this is what you need for MIG welding on stainless steel if you want it to stay looking like stainless steel and be a nice complete weld. So this is my second time welding, and I'm just kind of blown away by how it turned out. I said learning this stuff is not easy. I said anyone who does this for a living, props to you. And I just had a lot of practice on test material to get this right. I went out and bought this nice 3/4 inch thick steel plate here. I mean, this thing is weighed, you know, almost a couple 100 pounds for this size here. I got a Lincoln Viking 4C welding helmet, and this is just a little 110 Hobart MIG machine. You don't need anything, you know, big. You don't need the 240 machines or whatever the next size up for just doing this exhaust work like this. I'm not going to be doing, you know, 1/2-inch thick steel plates or anything like that. I bought it primarily to do exhaust work and, you know, thin wall tubing like this, and it works perfectly fine for that. I am using the 308 LSI wire, and like I said, the Tri-Mix gas, and it worked perfectly fine. So I can't comment on sound quality yet, obviously, until I get it back up under the car, which I'm hoping is going to be maybe this weekend. And then I still have to put the damn thing back together. Got to put all of the calipers back on, brand new rotors, front and rear, brand new brake pads. Got to put the intake that I built for it back on, valve covers, surge tanks. Pretty much just button the damn thing back up, and you get it back into one rolling piece here. I already got the tune for it from Eurocharge, so that's ready to go. And then once that's all done, I will get it onto the dyno and get the custom tune done, kind of perfected from there. One thing I didn't mention when I was just walking by here, I just noticed it, were these V-band exhaust clamps. And there's a lot of negatives on these. Just if you go on the forums and read, or you know, look at some reviews on Amazon or some of their jegs, and I kind of believe it's just because people are welding those wrong. I've read a lot about them, how to do it correctly, and you can't, you know, make a full single pass around that all in one time, or else you're going to distort the hell out of the metal. because it's, you know, so thin, and you're going to get leaks from where those two pieces join together. So the correct way that I find to do it, to have them made up, you know, perfectly flush and flat, is to do, you know, 5 tacks while it's on the car to get it into the position you want it to, and then take it off the car, weld it up on the table there, and you do small sections, you know, 20% on the front, 20% on the rear, 20% on the left, 20% on the right, until you finally get a full bead all the way around, spreading that heat, you know, so you're not doing it all in one spot at one time. And then the other important thing about this is joining the two pieces together while you're welding them, and having that clamp nice and tight while you're welding them. And the opposite side will kind of act like a heat sink, pulling the heat out of the side you're welding on, so it doesn't warp and distort that metal, when it's going to stay nice and flat and leak free once you're all done. So that'll make taking these sections off nice and easy. I got them on the front up here where it attaches to the long tubes, and then halfway back there's another set here, so they're nice and manageable, and it'll make taking those off nice and easy, like I said. So I said I hope to get this, you know, finished up pretty soon here. I'm gonna have some sound clips up maybe by the end of next week, and if anyone has any questions, comments, feel free to drop them below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one.